Pisces, it's Tara, and welcome to your June 15th through June 30th Psychic Tarot Forecast. I want to thank you so very much for joining me today, watching my channel, viewing my channel, subscribing. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and like if you haven't any of my other videos. I always appreciate that, I really do. All of your comments as well. Okay, today I'm pulling 3 cards from the Morgan Greer deck. I haven't used this deck in the videos. It's interesting, I've had it for a long time and haven't used it. But will today and pull as well 3 cards plus 3 major arcana cards. I'm sorry, not major arcana, 3 clarification cards. Interesting. Wow, Pisces. Okay, well, this is a lot about your work, this particular end of June. Interesting. You have 3 rod cards. This particular deck calls it rods. A lot of times it's wands. So, okay, well, let's start. Very interesting. You have the 3, the 10, or excuse me, 3, 10, and Queen. All right, so the 3 of Wands represents to me someone who has set out a venture, but it's not a new venture. It's one that's already seen success, and you are ready for more success. You're ready to see more accomplishments. It's like if you've, you know, this card usually represents someone who's, we only see his back. And he's usually looking out at the waters. This one's looking out at the mountains. But he's watching his cargo leave so that he, and he's contemplating, has he strategically done everything right? Has he planned well? Has his team done everything they need to have in place the abundance and the prosperity that he's looking for? As you can see, there is accomplishment around this. I always look at these wands, and when I see a lot of greenery, it feels like there is success and abundance. So it feels like to me, some of you Pisces have taken on this new venture, and this could have been the first part of June. Maybe you've seen things different in a different light, and you're ready to make some changes in what you do in this life. You know, you might be adding on to, or you might be totally changing, but you've seen success, but yet you're ready to see more. You're ready to see some victory out of what you're doing, and this card does represent that. Okay, I'm just looking into my crystal to see if anything comes up. Well, interestingly enough, some or somebody, this won't be for all of you, but what comes up is anything to do with water restoration, water preserving water, getting the the toxins out, the minerals out that we don't need, that we don't drink. It could be for drinking water, or maybe you're selling a product that is calming, and it's like, you've those little waterfalls that are so calming, and we use those as maybe holistic practitioners or metaphysicians, or you just need some calm in your life, and you have one of those in your room. But I feel like this more could be a business venture for you, something to do with water. And it could be actually, it could be property or real estate near the water. Just saying, that's what this card could represent. All right. And the next card is the Queen of Rods. So she is a woman who is very passionate, and she's creative, and she's a visionary. She channels the life force. She, like I said, is a visionary, and this would represent an Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo usually. So what I'm doing is looking at this card and saying, okay, to you Pisces, does this represent a person, or is this how you feel? I think, usually I get one or the other, but for me, some of you, it's going to be you. And then for others of you, this is going to represent another person. So if it's another person, she is, she's helpful, but she's also very stern, I'm feeling like, for some of you. This could represent someone who is in authority to you, and she's, she or he, the queen can actually be a he. It's not gender specific, but she sort of channels, that aura around her is of passion, and she likes things done with creativity, and she's, she does love nature, but this particular queen, I'm feeling like for you, is someone who could be authoritative. It could also be a parent. It could be a supervisor. Or if it's you, then you're feeling good about this particular venture that you've put out. So let me know in the comments below who this is. Now the last card, excuse me, is the Ten of Wands. So a lot of you have been carrying burdens. Yeah, I know a lot of you have. I know you Pisces have. There's been a lot to carry here lately, isn't there? This is the 10. This is the last one of the wand suit. So I always like to see this in a way, because it represents the finality of this particular suit. It represents that, okay, now you can prepare to drop these wands, these burdens, one by one by one. This may not be overnight for some of you, but you see how much he's struggling to try to carry all them. They have represented the work he's done in life, or they represented the work you've done in life, your skills, your experiences, your acknowledgments, everything. But he's carrying these because he wants to move into a brighter, a newer, more creative, easier, simpler place. Okay, let me look at my crystal, see if there's anything that comes up. Well, I'm seeing a lot of yellow. I'm going towards the gold in this particular crystal. So I do feel like that you're ready to see the sun come out for sure. I mean that, of course, metaphorically. I will draw a clarification card around this as well for guidance. I also see in this particular crystal lips. So it could indicate that this could indicate a relationship as well. That you've worked hard in this relationship, and some of you are ready to give up, and some of you are ready to move on, and some of you are ready to stay, but you're at the finality, one way or the other. Let me put it that way. There's been a lot of depth to this particular situation. This is very, very meaningful to you all. If it's a work project, then, or a personal project, you've been carrying a lot of burdens for yourself. And my encouragement, or my own personal wisdom to you, if you want to take it that way, is to, oh my gosh, take a deep breath, relax, light candles, let your back relax, because I'm getting for some of you lower back. And sometimes that's first chakra, worrying about money, worrying about security, safety. And this is a topaz. To me, this is awesome for manifesting, but also balancing the first chakra. There's many, the first chakra usually is red, but it can be black as well. And black feels like, a black stone feels to me very grounding, and that's why I say for first chakra, because that's where we ground, so that we can see clearly, so that we can manifest. If your first chakra isn't grounded, then it doesn't, the other chakras really are probably not in line. So just make sure that you are grounded. Okay, let's see what the clarification cards come up with. two here that want to come out. All right. Okay. All right, Pisces. Well, interesting. Had a couple of major arcana cards come up. Yeah, this Three of Wands. You know, it's interesting. Both of them were looking at their backs. So you're wanting to see something new. You're wanting to see something different. This Eight of Cups is a life-changing card. You may be leaving familiar surroundings. You may be leaving an organization. You may be leaving, again, the person you love or at one time you loved, or anything that you've already felt like you've crossed that path, you've done that, you've been there, and you wanted to move on to new horizons. He's cloaked in red. So he's not able to visibly see exactly where he's going. It's not clear. It's not clear, but the moon is out, the water's there, and he's using his intuition. Okay? And then this Judgment card comes up, and Judgment's about rebirth. So this Queen of Rods might be someone who is helping you feel a renewal, feel more strength, feel a rebirth. See how they're naked, and that's what this card is about. It's about transitioning into and transforming. It's not the Death card, but it's Judgment. So Judgment has to do with, like, if you think of it, reckoning, coming to grips with what you've done in your life, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and when you carefully look at those through a clear lens, then you see what's worked and you feel like, okay, that's where I'm going to take my life. That's how I'm going to rebirth, reinvent myself. And I feel like some of you are doing that. All right. And then under this 10 of Rods is the Tower card. Don't you love it? It almost makes sense, though. It really does, because you're taking these wands or these rods, and the Tower comes in and says, yeah, you don't need this anymore. You don't need all this burden that you have, whether it's mentally, physically, the work you're doing, if you're carrying too much work, or carrying too much work, or the people around you. There's something that you don't need anymore, Pisces, and the walls are going to fall down. No worry, here we have the fire, but we also have water. So you're going to survive this. This is about rebuilding your life. And this is also a life-changing card. So I love these three cards, actually. A lot of readers, this is one of their favorite cards because this means that what you don't need any longer falls down and then you renew. And this is about renewal. And this is about moving on. This is life-changing. Leaving behind. You're okay with what you are leaving behind, but you want to move forward. You don't know where you're going, so that you can rebirth and rebuild. All right? Okay, so I'm going to add the three original cards up. And we have the 3, 4, and 5 is 9. And 9 in the traditional tarot is the Hermit card. Okay. So that's interesting that would come up as the major arcana card. So this is about introspecting for enlightenment. This is about personal growth. This is about finding a mentor. And I feel like, it's interesting, a minute ago when, which card was it? This one was under here. I almost said, I feel like this person could be a mentor. I said earlier in the reading that she felt stern, but she could feel like someone who's helped driving you, help motivating you, and not letting you say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, yes, you can. Oh, yes, you can. All right. Seeking inner wisdom is the Hermit. So I love that for you guys. If you like your own personal private reading, please reach out to me. Go on my website, taraventura.com. Look for the orange red button that says order a reading, and you have a menu of services. I'll be happy to help you out with that. Visualize what you want. We can do a 30, a 45-minute, or an hour. And I do a lot of empowering and somewhat coaching along with my readings. So it might come in handy for some of you all to experience that to help guide you as well. Okay, Pisces, you all take care of yourself and look for new ideas, adventures, and stay open, because I think things are going to unfold for you and get better for you as the summer goes on. All right, take care, be well, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.